Okay, welcome to Operation Ironclad. This is the summary of the game. It's over. We went all the way to turn 20, which is, I don't know, games usually end around 19, I guess, if they go the full 45. So we're in 46. January 46, so 6 months later than the normal war, I guess, ended. And the score was 9-5-3. It was a lot closer than this looked. The Allies, the Axis had several VPs, and we didn't have several VPs. It was tied for several rounds, so we just took the lead lately because we kind of snuck some victory points. Got kind of wild at the end. Not a big fan of this kind of stuff, but like an airborne drop into Sumatra, and the U.S. lands all its planes there, and Japan can't take it back. That's I don't like personally like to do that, or a quick steal of Sydney late game, but yeah, it was a close game. The IPP difference was, I mean, Japan and Germany are still pulling above 60 plus, so that's incredible. But Britain is pulling 45, and the Soviets are down around 25. I think that was a big thing. So Great Britain pulling 45 is a pretty good amount of money. They had all of North Africa. One little Italian force was here, but it's getting ready to disappear because the Americans had taken Rome. So let's kind of talk about what happened in this game. France fell. I think this was kind of a normal game. The veteran was playing the Axis, and Fender Up was playing the Soviets, and that was the Allies. Big thing was this game is America was out of the war basically all the way until almost turn 14, oh 13 maybe. It was a long way before they got in the war. And they didn't, as you could see, there wasn't really a big fleet battle. Japan still had its massive fleet. The U.S. had its massive fleet. And, had a lot of submarines, and U.S. was pushed all the way to the Iwo. I guess this is Iwo Jima, Volcano Islands, all the way to Iwo Jima here. But Japan decided to go south and take Australia, and had a massive army. We're not taking Malaya back anytime soon. Calcutta kept coming out and going back in, coming out, going back in, because Japan kept reinforcing this. The Free French had a good game this game. Their capital was Cameroon. Pretty nice army. Got all the way into Bulgaria here, so the French were really doing well. We did take Turkey back. French actually took a few territories, so a good game. Good game in Africa. We had a fort here. Um, U.S. learned some hard lessons. If you put factories here, you better put some ports. Um, and because he had the first turn, he just bombed the railroads, which took out this port and bombed this port, and that was it. So now he has to bomb three ports and or three facilities and the railroad. So he doesn't have that many bombers left. This was a game of fighters. Whoever had the most fighters seemed to control the game, late game anyway. And I could never take Paris because of all the planes he had in there. If it wasn't Italy railing troops up here or Germany putting fighters railing and putting fighters in here, so I always had to cut these railroads in order to try to get a shot on Paris, um, or cut the railroads to here, which is very difficult to do. So we needed a lot of medium bombers this game, a lot of bombers, which we had. I think we got several good bombing raids on. Was able to hit some good hits on the factories. America was producing 6 units a turn here, which is really nice. As you can see, you know, they were putting out 2 jets a turn, a couple bombers going. Just applying the pressure late game. Soviets were starting to turn the tide over here. It was really kind of late. They couldn't get Leningrad back. Just couldn't get enough units on the ground. And they were banging 4 and 5 fighters a turn. I personally think fighters are slightly. They're like the ultimate piece in this game. If you were to take one unit, cost, attack, defense, and their special ability of being able to do air superiority attacks, fighters are the ultimate unit in the game until jets come along. When jets come along, they trump fighters because uh, they cost only two more, but they hit on an eight, and they have air. Yeah, they also intercept and escort. I think at higher values too on fours, and with maybe in fives. I've checked that. I think. Let me see. Fives actually interception. So they get a big bump for two more IPPs. Uh, and then with their radar, and is it radar? They get +1. So it's big jets really change the game. They're kind of like the ultimate piece over Trump. They trump fighters late game. So U.S. was producing the jets. I think that's the only way you can really turn the tide. And that helped me take Rome. Yeah. So not saying this is the ideal place to put factories for the U.S. if you're going to try to take Rome, but it's not a bad place. I don't know if you need them all in the one spot. The best is to have them maybe spread out, but you can see how many transports you got to have. You got three here. I've got one there. I had more. More went home. Improved logistics is nice too. You're able to get more guys across the pond faster. And also a good combination is get advanced artillery. You can just drop those guys down off attack transports, so they hit on fours. That's nice. And Marines, they bump Marines. The Marines get a +1 off the attack transport, which puts them at 3. Then they get another +1 when they land off the artillery, so they get a 4. So Marines and artillery hit on fours, which are really nice. Good combination there. Yeah, this is Germany was just making. We did. Oh, there was a big battle up here in Finland, which Britain got late. We should have gotten this earlier, but yeah, Britain still had its whole most of its fleet left, which is important. Italian fleet is destroyed, so that's what you want as the Allies: destroy the Italian fleet and keep your own fleet. The Japanese were just again all over the place. They had the Dutch East Indies, they had all of China. Oh, this was a game. Oh, this was a game where CCP and KMT got wiped out early. So even with the CCP and KMT out, Japan had a monster game. Uh, they weren't able to get any of their objectives. I don't think. No, they didn't have any of their objectives with the CCP and KMT out. So and America in the war late. So that just tells you just they didn't get any of these objectives. Asia access to resources. Oh, they're not gonna get Kita Batai. America had got heavy large ship construction, so they had 3 heavy battleships here and 1 heavy carrier, which is 2 each. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I don't know if I built a battleship this game or I moved one from the over here. So yeah, it's a couple of lessons learned, not in this game, but other games, is that America needs a big fleet to go on the Med. Um, if the British don't have a fleet, yeah, that's a problem sometimes. Nationalists they also lost. Usually the Nationalists win this, but if they lose this, then it's another victory point. So they could have had another victory point with that, which makes up for the American technology supremacy that I didn't get because couldn't hit rockets. um, so even with 7 factories, this game, I think we had 7 factories. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 7 factories. We still don't get all the techs. In late game, you came in roll for all. We were only rolling for 1, 2, 3, 4. We weren't even rolling for 2 other factories we had. So, but it's hard to get all the techs. Or Airborne really didn't help me this game. I'm not sure Airborne's a good tech for the U.S. It can be, but Problem is you have to use it. I mean, it's a good thing to hit with long aircraft. You can hit Paris with it, I guess. One, two, three, four, five, six. You can fly 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, oh, from Washington, New York, you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, you can land. Late game, it's not bad, but I'm not sure you need elite airborne for the U.S. It's nice to have that tech, but maybe you need it, maybe you don't. Advanced artillery is a nice tech to have. Radar, yeah, I don't know if it help me a little bit, but factories is critical, construction is critical, doctrine is okay. Phoebus doctrine is great. That's an awesome tech for America. Jets are good, really good. Long range aircraft is mandatory. Advanced subs, I mean, subs are nice because they got +4 on attack or on their rating. And I think with radar they get another +1, so they get like +5. Crazy. So one sub can basically take out a line. That's the advantage of advanced subs. Um, but if Japan wants to, they can stop them pretty easy. But and they're good they're good attack and defense fours, so not pretty good all around. But I don't produce a lot of them. Fleet wasn't that big. Again, I was in the war late, so it's just barely able to get some of these ships. I think I did one couple rounds of big heavy shipbuilding, and that was it. Uh, some really good strategies for Japan this game. Vet played really well. He used his strat bomber really well. Kept it flying around the Pacific to see if I was going to go in port, and he just bombed port, and I couldn't get out. So, hit with radar, I think you can move all the ships out, but still, Japan with the strat bombers is pretty nasty around here. Yeah, China we got hit hard in China. He went all out against China early game, so that really killed us both. And he won a big battle in Yunnan. Learned some hard lessons in China. So again, this flipped to Germany, but Britain was able to get all the way over to Transcaucasia and take that back. It's pretty cool. What else? What else? What else? What else? Um, yeah, Britain had a lot of force, kept landing troops. So we did Normandy this game, or their not Normandy. We did our Operation Overlord, and U.S. had transports here, or maybe here. We just went 1, 2, 3, and landed them somewhere. So we actually used Normandy this game for once. Our Operation Overlord. I never get a chance to use that too much, but we were actually already on the coast of France when we used Overlord. It just helped getting more troops down here. But air bases are just really critical this game to have them not blocked, because with those air bases you can scramble for railroads, you can scramble for our bombings of railroads, you can scramble for protecting your pieces, and it's a never-ending cycle. Germany always had like 4 to 5 planes in here, plus another more planes in Paris, and Italy had planes down here, just planes all over the place, and yeah. But other than that, I think pretty close game. I think the Axis probably could have pulled it out had they protected Sumatra. We landed there with an airborne one time, which kind of swung it. And then the U.S. dumped all its fighters from their fleet on there, and then of course they fell or capitulated. Anzac did, and this went neutral, and the U.S. planes left the next turn, and now it's still neutral. So Japan would have got that point back, but because we took Rome, I think if the U.S. I think it was Silk. Silk's a good player. I admire some of his thoughts. If the Allies can focus on Rome, Paris, or Malaya, meanwhile keeping Calcutta and Sydney, they have a good chance to win every game. they can get one of these cities here or Malaya, or get which is Malaya usually falls. Um, so that's kind of the Allied plan is to think about which of these cities. We couldn't get Paris, so we went for Rome. We got Rome. We didn't get Malaya. So if you get two out of three, it's a good chance you can win because Rome is a huge swing, or Paris is a huge swing if you can grab those cities. And Rome, I think, is actually easier than Paris sometimes. If America can get down here, and the British were getting ready to drop off, we had only one transport left, so we could drop off some more troops here. But U.S. had quite a bit of force up here, so. The Soviets, I think they just got again didn't. I don't know. I forgot. Don't know what his buys were, but this also hurt. Soviets just cannot, by any means, give up this territory. This is just too much effort and too much. All this money they lose. So what is that? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven IPPs on top of Germany hitting them. That's just too much to bear. They really need to keep an army back here and try to protect these territories. Cannot let Japan run away like that. That's just because it hurts not only the Soviets, it hurts the Allies too. It hurts anybody playing against the Axis. Um, what else? What else? What else? Um, yeah, Australia failed because Japan just brought everything down here. And even though I probably could have done a little better to protect it, I didn't. And U.S. was not willing to challenge the Japanese fleet because everywhere I go, he can attack me, and it just was. There's just too many things Japan can do to hit the American fleet, but they hadn't lost any ships. When it's like this, yeah. Uh, Vichy, I think, yeah, all this went German. Vichy was all North Africa pretty much, so we ended up just attacking them at some point in the game and killing off all their money. At one point, we had a lot of territory here. We had basically almost had France surrounded, but with the rails just railing, there was no forces going to the east, so Russia was or Soviets were already on the move. We had cut that supply off because they're all going against us now, but they're still making a lot of money. I mean, 75 and 70, they're 140. So there's 147 IPPs. So 53 and 12 is 65 and 80. So it's almost the same. We're almost making the same amount they are. That's why the game was so close till the very late. He did take Carolina or Guam from us, and we airborne dropped in there and took it back, and that gave us our. I mean, it came down to basically who took one island from the other person at the end of the game, and because this is +1 here, this is also -1 for Japan, not having Sumatra. Which I thought he had either Asian for Asians or the other one. Let's see here. Where's he at? He didn't have Sumatra, so he lost access to resources. Burma, Siam, Kokon, Tonkin, and British Malay. He actually had that one. Burma, did he have Burma, Siam? He may have lost Burma too. No, he had Burma, Siam. So they actually should have one of these. Whoops. Actually, Asian for Asians. So that would give him 6. Whoops. I thought he had Asian for Asians. Burma, Siam. Oh no, he lost Malaya. Huh. Forgot how we got Malaya. Oh, that's right. Anzac. Did they land there too? Somehow somebody landed there. Again, one of those weird kind of just didn't have the territories when the game ended. So he didn't have. Yeah, he didn't have Malaya or Sumatra. This army should have been probably here. Gotta protect all these territories late game. It's just these 4 are actually Japan's critical territories to protect. I mean, all these islands are. I think Java and Borneo, those two, but these are really critical in here. And also maintain this. So hard to do late game. That's why Japan has a hard time holding on its territories late game, but some of the Americans are breathing down their neck sometimes. But yeah. I think that's it. Germany had a lot of money. Even with all that money and Japan's money, they still couldn't turn it. But again, it came down to a couple key things: Rome falling with one tank, barely. I mean, just again, America just had enough to go in there and get that. But yeah, I think Germany had all the techs. They had advanced mechs, radar. I'm not sure Germany needs radar. Don't know if it really helps them a whole lot. Improved factories is good. They needed construction, which they didn't get. And that hurt them when they got bombed here. So that lost 16 damage on that factory because they didn't have improved construction. So that's probably more important than radar, is to have a construction. I'm not big on advanced subs anymore. HSBs, I don't think they need that. That's just, they need advanced artillery. Radars, improved factories. Heavy armor is always nice too. Advanced submarines is good. Maybe even rockets. I might even go for rockets. Rockets are always nice to have. So put some rockets over here now, Austria, and just go 1, 2, 3, hit these factories. So anyway, all right, that's a summary of Operation Ironclad. It was a three-person game. It moves pretty quick with three players that are dedicated. That we played this game and we started. Maybe it was less than a month. I don't know. We finished in a month, I think. 20. We were playing, 1 or 2 turns maybe every other day, so it goes pretty fast. Oh, the UK did buy a third factory, so that was pretty big. And having 3 factories is really nice. Hence is why they got all the tech they did. They got radar, so that should be there. You got radar, anti-submarine warfare, improved construction, jets. So they had jets at the end of the game, and long-range aircraft, and we're going to get ready to get HSB. So yeah, how big is that? Britain with jets and HSB. Oof. I don't think I had jets. Oh, I did have 2 jet fighters. Nice. So we did have some jets going on here. Meteors, yep, that's nice. US had jets too as well. So that's a late game for you. US is pushing 80. Again, they don't have that much. 67. They're only 1, 2, 3, 4 above their normal amount. They only took 4 extra territory. They took, should have more than that. 3, 4, 5, 6, up 6. Oh, they were down. Oh, they're down Hawaii. Yeah, that was a dumb mistake I made, losing Hawaii to a destroyer. Yeah, you got to. So the destroyer, Japan's destroyer Marines are really nasty in 4.2. 4.3, I think they're going to change. They're going to get a -1 movement with the Marine on there, so won't have Japan run around here all over the place, I don't think. I'm hoping anyway. They definitely need to be debuffed. Debuff is always nice. We'll see. All right, that's all I got, guys. Thanks for watching. End game of Ironclad game summary. See y'all in the next one. Bye.